Shalom, shalom to the nation of Israel. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, which his true name is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And really, I wanted to make this lesson really to do in controlling the tongue, guarding speech, and not repeating secrets. Controlling the tongue, guarding speech, and not repeating secrets. So I'm going to start off with the book of Proverbs chapter 11, reading at verse 13. A talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Good News Translation: no one who gossips can be trusted with a secret, but you can put confidence in someone who is trustworthy. So someone who is trustworthy doesn't disclose information about an individual. They just keep it private. If I want to go and tell someone something, and they go and tell somebody else, that's proven for the person to be untrustworthy. Whereas if I tell someone something and they don't tell anyone else, that means that they're trustworthy, right? Proverbs chapter 11, reading at verse 12 to verse 30, says, he that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor, but a man of understanding holdeth his peace. Right. Good News Translation: it is foolish to speak scornfully of others. If you are smart, you will keep quiet. No one who gossips can be trusted with a secret, but you can put confidence in someone who is trustworthy. Now, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 19, reading at verse 6. Hang on. Let me just get this. Yeah, so Sirach, chapter 19, reading at verse 6. Let's get that. Sirach, chapter 19, reading at verse 6. Sirach, another word for the book Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19, reading at verse 6. It says, he that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. Right? This is what it says, right? It says, avoid idle talk, and you will avoid a lot of trouble. Never repeat what you hear, and you will have no regrets. Don't tell it to your friends or your enemies unless it would be sinful to keep it to yourself. Yeah, so if someone tells you something, you don't run and tell someone else. You just keep it to yourself, man. So we have to analyze and really focus on how we move inside this ministry, man, and really do some self-examination. Yeah? Sirach chapter 19, verse 6. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. Avoid idle talk, and you will avoid a lot of trouble. Yeah? This is Proverbs chapter 10, verse 19. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. Good News Translation: in the multitude of words there is sin, but the one who controls his lips is wise. So you see the lips that you have as a human being, when you're able to control your mouth, when you're able to control your lips, yeah, you're wise. When you're able to focus on your words, you don't just open your mouth and say words for the sake of saying words, or you say words for fun, you know? You're able to control your mouth, control your speech, control what comes out of your mouth. And a man that is able to hold in information without telling another man, that's a very powerful person. When someone tells you something and you're able to hold in that information and not tell another man. Proverbs chapter 13, reading verse 3, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. Right. Proverbs 15 and 2, the tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright. So it's so important that we do these things, that we apply these things, man. It's so important as a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to be able to rule the tongue.